goddess, priestess, queen of fool. No way. I can't just. But she dropped the jewels. My goodness. She dropped bombs. So, the vibration and the frequency of that which is unhealed in the spirit attracts the mirror image of that in the form of a relationship. She said it's magnified in the woman. Heavy. That's heavy, and it's true. But men do plant seeds. If you listen to what she said, Lord have mercy. If you listen to what she said the man plants the seed. If he's not eating well, if he hasn't forgiven his mother, or if he's still arguing and fighting, his internal infighting going on, he can plant that seed of disturbance in her. I agree with it 100%. And it's apropos for tonight's topic on the Voice of Reason. The unhealed throne. That's the topic tonight. The unhealed throne. I think toxic societies have put, let me just say it another way. Are y'all ready for tonight? Andy, do you disagree with me? I think male-dominated, unhealed, toxic societies have put women in survival mode, just like, listen, just like if a broken mama, right, is raising those kids are mirroring that brokenness. They are being modeled by that brokenness. If a male-dominated society that low-key resents women, from the Greeks, the Romans, come on, the Europeans, the Middle Ages, slavery, we keep going up till today. I'm not trying to let women off the hook. People say, oh, you capping for women. I'm not trying to let them off the hook. But if they modeled us in the societies we created, can you be mad that they transitioned from the throne, from queen, not from queens, from goddess to queen? So, etymologically speaking, the term queen means hussy, prostitute. People don't know that. You look it up from an etymological standpoint. Because, they love to change words around. They say, oh, no, this is a different word that came from this. No, they share the same root. Queen means hussy, prostitute. Did you know in ancient Kemet, which is Egypt, the woman literally represented the throne? Right? Osiris had a wife. Her name was Aset. Osiris was Usir, Osar, right? And his wife was Aset. Aset's name literally means the throne. When you look it up in hieroglyphs, it's the chair. She's the throne. Now, we already understand in ancient Egypt, women had power. We know in Western Africa, the woman is revered. We know this. What happened to where we demoted women from goddess to queen? Oh, people running around calling her, you my queen. No, you're not. No. We've made you that. We've turned you into that. And as Andy just pointed out, the rise of the transactional society, the bartering of care and nurturing, the performative, it's exchange. Oh my goodness. Tonight's topic, the unhealed throne. A sobering examination of the consequences that arise from the fractured soul of a woman. Oh my goodness, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Instead of raising kings, goddesses. Well, first off, the word king is European. The word pharaoh isn't even the word that ancient Kemet used. I forgot the term for king for ancient Kemet. I'm old, right? I forget things. I think it's possum. I'll find it and tell you what it is, but it's not pharaoh. Did you know that the Pope mimics, right, what the ancient pharaoh did? But we already know that the Vatican and Catholicism sits on the ruins of ancient Rome. We know that, right? The Caesars believed themselves to be what the pharaohs were. The pharaohs were the first people on the planet Earth to say, I am the physical manifestation and representative of God. Catholicism took that and said the Pope is the vicar of Christ. Do you understand? I'm just giving you the history. I'm not judging. I'm giving you the history. So, instead of raising the vicars of God, both kings and goddesses, through her unhealed heart, she raises anxious, avoidant, and attuned, starved users. I know you guys don't want to hear it put this way, but I must do it. Where is Leroy when you need him? Listen, the unhealed throne names a cultural and biological coup that begins in the first cradle and metastasizes through every system we inhabit. Before states legislate, before markets seduce, the mother's nervous system drafts the original constitution of love and power. When that mother, individual or archetypal, remains unhealed, her fractured psyche becomes an empire of scarcity. She does not raise sovereign kings and queens, for lack of a better word. She breeds anxious heirs, trained to mistake attachment for love, performance for worth, survival for chemistry. Oh my goodness. Are y'all listening to this? Babette Rothschild, her trauma research shows us that early caregiving imprints the autonomic nervous system before memory forms. Back with Patrick Carnes, he documents how intermittent affection wires addiction pathways. What we later romanticize as the spark, Dr. David R. Hawkins calibrates, right? His calibrations of consciousness locates chronic shame and guilt at the lowest energetic frequencies, precisely where trauma bonds thrive. Joe Dispenza's neuroplasticity studies, right, reveal that thoughts of lack chemically sculpt a brain addicted to longing. What the mystics call karma, neuroscience calls conditional neural firing. The body does not merely remember, it legislates. If mama is broken, the whole family broken. And she could do her best. Yes, she could do her best, but if she's broken, the whole family is broken. If we take an objective look and step back and say, what has society done to women? And who are predominantly in control of society? Who's in control of society's knowledge? This is an interesting, right? Men, how is it that we can blame women for becoming what we label as monstrous. There are men out there, Kevin Samuels was famous for it. Women are absolute monsters. He's famous. You're not cute enough to complain to a man. He's famous, right? For his harsh critique of women. But who built society as it is? Can we be honest? The society in which we live today, who created it? I'm just asking. And I'm not justifying the way women are today, but could you say that women have been in survival mode for centuries? I know the men are, I know your feathers are ruffled. If she's in fact a monster, brothers, did we create the monster? If all you got to hang on, brother, is protection and provision, no presence, no internal healing, no mastery of self, then would the next protector and provider that is better at it than you be a better fit for... I'm asking, brothers. I'm asking. Listen, when we come forward, if you thought I just got started, you'd be wrong. I'm not even close to start. The voice of reason about to cook it up. Let's go.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte. Let's preserve Black land stories before they're lost forever. I want to personally invite you to be a part of something historic. As journalist in residence for the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, I've joined forces with powerhouse attorney and social justice champion George Fothery, the man who helped make history by delivering justice to the Bruce family in Manhattan Beach, securing the first known return of land unjustly taken from Black owners by a local government. That victory was monumental, but it was just the beginning. For generations, Black families have acquired land through grit, faith, and determination, only to lose it through violence, legal loopholes, forced sales, and systematic racism. What's been taken goes far beyond dirt and deeds. It's the erasure of wealth, identity, and legacy. That's why we've launched the Black Land Lost Narrative Archive Project, a national effort to collect, protect, and preserve the stories of Black land lost before they're buried, forgotten, or erased altogether. Because there's power in telling Black stories, there is resistance in remembering, and there's justice in being seen and heard. This is where you come in. We're inviting you to be a part of this historic Black narrative archive. If you or someone you know has experienced land loss, displacement, or forced property sales, your story deserves to be heard and remembered. Your story belongs in this archive. Your truth matters not just to your family, but to our collective future. Visit blacklandlost.org today. Fill out our simple intake form and add your voice to the National Archive of Remembrance, Resilience, and Reckoning. Let's make these stories live on, not in whispers, but on the record. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Dr. Nicolai Corte, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Or you could just max. It really doesn't matter, just stay the hell back. Popping much junk now the time has arisen. I pick your card and your name has been chosen. Not all about la napping or the stick-up scene. You know what I mean? I'm the PMG in the place to be. Rock rhyming and locking, around the tick-tocking. Sucker steady clocking at the same time jocking. So a brother like MD takes a chill and lay low. Hypnotize your girl while the funk flow.
I got more gas to keep me pumping, just like Getty. Use the same fuel as Mario Andretti, kicking butt in the beginning all the way to the end. He drives, I ride no matter what we win. I come fully equipped with the mic on my head. Strictly biz, no time to slip. 'Cause when it's time for some action, transform the Michael Jackson.
Offset, the sweet wind that refreshes. After the death of Asar at the hands of Set, Offset, with the help of Nephthys, had found the dismembered parts of our sewer, and using their combined magic, animated his body. Offset had learned a spell from Thoth that would bring his soul back. She spoke the words, and he was among them. They spent the night in marital bliss. And when she woke up, he was gone. But the seed of life was in her womb. He later spoke to her in a dream, and told her that she is like the welcome north wind on the hottest day. And he gave her that day the name, the sweetest wind that refreshes. And that name lived around her and became a part of her aura. Asar was ruling the underworld, and though she could not live in Duat, but she could visit daily. And this is the reason that she stands behind him as he judges the dead.
Hey, man, I know you don't want a cultural, anthropological history show, but come on. All over the world, I call black people everywhereans. If we talk about the evolution of Homo sapien sapien, coming out of the bottleneck after that massive volcanic eruption on the island of Toba, 150,000 years ago, Homo sapien sapien was almost destroyed. But about 10,000 of us lived. Where was that place? We were still alive. Oh, it's Africa. Okay, cool. And then we come out of Africa and go into Europe and go into the Middle East and go into India and Asia. And I call black folk everywhereans. We're not just Africans. We're everywhereans. We made it all the way around the globe to the Americas, to the islands, the Pacific Ocean. We made it everywhere. Everywhere. We're everywhereans. Earthlings. As the Bible calls it, Adam of the ground, of the earth, earthlings. We are everywhereans. We're not just African. But what I noticed is there is similarity in cultures across the world. Right? Pyramids everywhere. Not just Egypt. Right? We know about the Olmecs. When you see an Olmec statue, you're not looking at what is considered a Mexican or a Guatemalan today. No disrespect to my Latino brothers, we love y'all. But when y'all see that, you go, oh, okay, somebody else was here. What about in ancient Kemet? Some pharaohs used cocaine. How you get to cocaine, Pharaoh? Oh, you had relations with family on the other side of the ocean. These are facts. Why am I giving you these facts? Because in most of those societies, if you look at how they viewed women, every time there was a male god, there was a female counterpart. Only in the Western thought is the woman sublimated. Can we have this conversation and look at what that has done to the woman today? Do you guys agree with the woman's position in the world today? Mother as the first government, how early attachment legislates adult love. Your psychological insight, attachment theory shows maternal inconsistency wires the nervous system for hypervigilance and anxious and avoidant styles. Oh my God, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? The number to dial 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to get even deeper.
Sounds fire. So let the funk flow.
Blast off, and off we go. We usually take off fast, but now we take off slow. I would say bon voyage, but I'm not leaving. I don't wanna go, but the girls keep screaming. So I will stay if that's fine with you, but I won't leave until the party's through. So while I'm here, let me get funky, feeling for the rhyme.
Like a 4-deuce junk.
Put the pep in your step, the slide and the glide. EP&D number nationwide.
While the bass is steady pumping and the beat be like thumpy. You lose your cool, then you start jumping. You're out of control and I'm right on track. And seconds later I work the bone at your back. To mess with the two is to mess with hot water. You like to hang, torture, then slaughter. Or suck it.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore is condemning the Wednesday shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University, calling it heinous political violence. Moore urged peaceful resolution of political differences and offered prayers to Kirk's family, stressing the need for unity and peace. Sue Carnell will become Michigan's first black woman interim state superintendent on October 3rd. She steps in as the state works to finalize a contract with Glenn Maleko, who was chosen to replace Dr. Michael Rice, but may remain in Dearborn through December. And rapper Kendrick Lamar is now a 2-time Emmy winner. He just earned the Creative Emmy for Outstanding Music Direction for his Apple Music Super Bowl 59 halftime show, alongside musical director Tony Russell. Lamar first won the award in 2022 for the Super Bowl 56 halftime show with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Those destructive termites swarming and munching 24/7, not to mention pesky mosquitoes and spiders and fleas. Put Dewey Pest and Termite Control into action. Family run for 96 years. Get your free inspection at DeweyPest.com. That's DeweyPest.com.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right, yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency on low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I always believe that a man should be able to protect his family.
Yep.
110%.
Yeah.
How would it look if you're kind of pushing your wife in a way in the face of danger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or pushing your kids in the face of danger? At minimum, you should be able to defend your family. When it comes to providing, I think that feeds off of the nature of us. We always want to have a sense of being, a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Within us, and that sense of providing does that for us because it allows us to feel useful. It allows us to feel like we're contributing to it.
Yeah.
And by nature, we're just givers.
Yeah. By nature. By
we
nature.
That is the Epidozit episode, Why Men Should Protect Women. Let me just say, men protecting women without internal presence or starting the process of individuation is really a control mechanism. I'm protecting you and I'm providing for you and I'm doing all of these things because I want something. It's transactional. A healed man understands that I provide more than just money or shelter, right? Men somehow think that women need them for knowledge. Women are exceedingly intelligent. I don't know who told men that, first off, your mama was your first teacher, brother, with her toxic self. I'm sorry. I just got to tell you the truth. Now, how you not going to heal the thing with you and your mama, but you going to lead her in wisdom and knowledge and presence? Listen, a healed presence is the leader of the relationship. Brother, you wanted to follow. You got to make all of the wounds in your spirit capitulate to your will. That's where submission. And that's a bidirectional thing. That isn't, you get what I'm saying? Like, if you do that for yourself, you're going to call in a healed one. Man, listen. Before I get to the phone call, let me just say this. I got the best phone call off air in the history of the Voice of Reason. It was so good. I felt like I was on The Price is Right. I heard the music in my spirit as I was talking to the young lady. I was running down. My name was called. Zoe, come in here. You got to talk to this caller. Man, she was amazing. I loved her whole spirit. She said, I'm not going to tell you my name. She said she was a clinical psychologist, a therapist. She said she loves the show. And she was like, but you're wrong about the word queen. That was Queen Anne, who was a prostitute or a hussy or a woman of the night. And a lot of people get this wrong. Right? She was speaking of a person. I'm speaking of the etymological root of the word, where it comes from. Right? She's talking about Queen Anne Boleyn, right? Who was married to Henry VIII and came from the French court and had a reputation that her and her father tried to push aside as she rose to the throne. That's different. The word queen, right? And people don't understand this. They have two different spellings for the word queen. The word we use, Queen, a noun, it means the wife of the king, right? The royal consort. But what people don't realize that both this word queen, Queen, and this word, Quean, shares the same root in the word and the name Gwen, like Guinevere, right? The word Gwen is the root of the word queen and queen. Now, what's interesting is this different spelling of the word. Look it up. Quean. Middle English, a woman, a low-born woman. From Old English, woman, also female serf, hussy, prostitute. From Proto-Germanic, right? This one is Quenon. Kwenon. Source, also of Old Saxon quan. Old High German. Kona, kino, wife, woman. Vain or worthless woman. I've been teaching this for over 25 years. They have the same root. So please understand something about Western civilization. Western civilization has actively sublimated the power of women. They're afraid of women. They're afraid of women's power. Can we be honest? We created a toxic environment for them, and now we're mad that they're learning how to survive like we would. Am I lying? Are you guys familiar with an author by the name of Furpo Carr? Right? Furpo Carr, an interesting man. I met him a few times. He has a wonderful book that I think everybody should get. Right? I read it about 20 years ago. It is an amazing book. And the concept behind the book is amazing. The book is called Wicked Words, Poisoned Minds. Racism in the Dictionary. This is a black man who took every single word in the dictionary and took it back to its etymological root to show its racist origin. Words like denigrate. Say, well, why is denigrate a racist word? Because the root word is negro. To darken. Denigrate means to darken, to blacken. You're denigrating me. Do you see? Oh, the words like gorilla. It's just some white man in Africa saw some gorillas. At the time, they weren't named gorillas. He just said, you know what? I'll name them gorilla. From the Greek, hairy African woman. That's what the word, it gives a whole new spin to G unit. G unit. Right? This is what I'm saying. They've recontextualized the world. And then when we see the byproduct of it in women today, we act like women just popped out and was on what we own overnight. No, they've been in survival mode. They've been demoted from goddess, who was the root of the throne. Do you understand? You don't have a throne unless you have a healed woman in your life. And if your life started with an unhealed woman, Lord have mercy, you're going to spend your life trying to discover this insecure attachment style. And then you got to take responsibility for it and heal it internally. I'm sure the clinician who called earlier will agree. The insecure attachment styles are not permanent. They can be rewritten. They can be recontextualized. You have to go inside, right? Do you see? Something happened to the way we look at women. We knew that there was a spiritual power in them. You knew Big Mama was strong. She 4'11", but there's some kind of power rooted in her. You knew that. Oh, that baby's sick. Let me look at him. Oh, his jaw's swelling up. This boy got the mumps. I want you to go get me some sardine oil. Go get me the sardines. Give me a pillowcase. She wrapped that pillowcase of sardines around your head. Now you just eat ice cream for the next 3 days. Boy, she go out into the yard, start picking flowers that are edible. What is going on? There was a power with Big Mama. This is lost now. Do you understand? The woman has been denigrated darkened, so to speak, lowered from a goddess position in all cultural spaces and places. India, Asia, Africa, the islands, everywhere. Polynesia, Melanesia, Australia, Fiji, and all over the world, women had a place that was divine, that was ordained. Do women have a divine ordained place in America? They have a place in politics. They have a place in education. They have a place in careers. But do they have a divine place that is in alignment with spirit, with nature, with culture? Do they? Did the white men of Western society forget the value of women? And now are we living with the results of that? Just think about it. If attachment theory starts in the home, with your primary caregiver, they use primary caregiver because they're being politically correct. They just don't want to come out and say your mama. They don't want to just say your mother. I had a clinical psychologist tell me, she said, there are no father wounds because fathers come from broke mamas. She said, it's only the mother wound. Right? There's a lot of literature out here on this. Do you understand? Listen, when we come forward, I know it's touchy. I know you feel some kind of way, brothers. I'm not blaming you. You didn't do all this. But we got to do something to change it when we come forward. I promise this time I'm going to the phone lines.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, KBLA 1580 delegation, your health matters to us. We know that information is power, especially when it comes to prevention and treatment. That's why we're proud to introduce the brand new KBLA Health and Wellness Hub. This online space is built just for you, connecting our community to trusted health resources, culturally relevant care, and even access to diverse clinical trials and emerging therapies. Whether you're looking for information on common conditions, mental health health support, or just want to stay on top of your wellness journey, we got you. And the best part, it's all on our website at KBLA1580.com. Accessible, empowering, community-focused. So just go to KBLA1580.com and click on the Health and Wellness Hub icon, because knowledge is power and your health is everything. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
At work, I'm through and got the week's pay. I'm spending this on you tonight, baby. Candlelight, batten down all you want. Favor lights all by ourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, the Voice of Reason, is in here cooking with the rarest grease tonight, man. And I know people be asking, who is that? What record is that? That's Jack Herrera, man. And it's a great record. It's called For You. Jack Herrera. Quick story. That is John B. in a group. A lot of people don't know this. I mean, this was recorded in the 90s. And it only came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago on all DSP platforms. The story that I've gotten from various members of the group, it was the 3-member group. One guy from Philadelphia, his name is Dominique Quinn, and another guy from Houston, Texas, his name is Silky, and of course, Los Angeles' very own, well, John is from somewhere else, but raised in Pasadena, whoop. But they put together a group. And that group recorded an album, got signed to Sony Music, Babyface and, his wife at the time, Miss Edmonds. I forgot her name. Pretty lady. I think she was with Deion Sanders as well. Somebody will tell me her name. But, they signed Jack Herrera. If Jack Herrera would have come out when they were supposed to come out, they would have been at the cutting edge of the neo-soul movement. Because they would have dropped around the same time as Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. They would have dropped right in that space. But the story I get, Babyface wanted his white version of John B, of himself. Because remember, early John B sounded like Babyface. So Babyface wanted to keep that. And I understand that from an A&R, former A&R perspective. I get it. But this album, it's called Retro Futuristo. It's an amazing album. Babyface shelved the album. And it didn't come out until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And it was recorded in the 90s. Amazing work, man. Amazing work. I'm sorry for bloviating over it. But when I tell you the album, just go to your Apple, Google Play, Spotify. It's everywhere now. Go there, put in the name of the group is Jack Herrera. Right? As a matter of fact, Andy, when we come forward, we can play a couple of joints from it just so you guys can really hear it. It's, man, at the time I was an A&R with Madonna at Maverick Records. And I didn't hear the demo or the album until I left Maverick. If I would have got that while I was at Maverick, I would have signed it. We would have put it out immediately. Amazing work. Listen, I know I went on a tangent, but that record just surprised me. Andy got all my playlists. He's playing all of the slappers in my hidden arsenal. But tonight's topic is deep because I see men blaming women for everything. But the one caveat to that blame is, does she exist in the society in which we made? Now, here in America, it's a little bit different. Amongst African Americans, both men and women, right, brothers and sisters, are in the proverbial aquarium of toxicity. And we judge each other based on the standards of those who used to be our captors. And then we compete. Willie Lynch is happening. It's a heavy thing to deal with. But men are constantly blaming women. But men build societies. I'm very interested to hear the callers and their perspectives. When we come forward, the Voice of Reason shall continue this cookout.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore is condemning the Wednesday shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University, calling it heinous political violence. Moore urged peaceful resolution of political differences and offered prayers to Kirk's family, stressing the need for unity and peace. Sue Carnell will become Michigan's first black woman interim state superintendent on October 3rd. She steps in as the state works to finalize a contract with Glenn Maleko, who was chosen to replace Dr. Michael Rice, but may remain in Dearborn through December. And rapper Kendrick Lamar is now a two-time Emmy winner. He just earned the Creative Emmy for Outstanding Music Direction for his Apple Music Super Bowl 59 halftime show, alongside musical director Tony Russell. Lamar first won the award in 2022 for the Super Bowl 56 halftime show with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Attention 405 drivers. From 10 p.m. Friday, August 22nd to 5 a.m. Monday, August 25th, the 405 will be down to 3 lanes in both directions through Sepulveda Pass. Expect delays. Plan ahead, take alternate routes, or use public transit. Follow at Caltrans District 7 for updates.
At the tone, please record your message.
You ready? Drop it! Mr. Tavis Smiley, preach it.